You are a wonderful God. Oh, my creator. Only you are.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Doyle back with another video. Today's video, I'm gonna be breaking down all my losing trades today, and I'm gonna be talking about the importance of market structure because just because it's an indice don't mean it's just gonna go up. This week was kind of weird for indices. We was doing a lot of dropping, breaking structure to the downside a lot, and we have to understand, like, if it's breaking structure and it's pulling back, is it guaranteed that it's gonna continue up, or are we ready to take the sale? You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of sale setups this week, and I also want to talk about those. Like, still be unbiased. Like, don't think, okay, this indice is going to keep going up. Even like when NAS 100 make an all-time high, you got to understand it's not going to continue to go up. Investors are going to sell because we had an all-time high. That is fear. We're up too high. There is no price action looking left. So you have to understand that most of the time when NAS 100 make an all-time high, probably in a couple weeks or maybe that week, it's going to drop a little bit, or it's going to pull back a little bit because people are taking their money out because we're high. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be pullbacks within indices. Understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to always go up. So you kind of have to be unbiased, and you kind of got to pay attention to fundamentals. I got to preach that a little bit because I believe Elon Musk was tweeting or making announcements this week, and it was messing up the market. Like, it was doing some damage, especially for NAS 100. It was some drops. It was some, yeah, Tesla was really moving NAS this week for sure. But let's just get into this. So I'm gonna go through my losses, and I'm gonna talk about understanding structure, because you got to know when it's breaking major structure to the downside and get ready for the sale. We know NAS is usually bullish, but we got to get ready for the sale. So right here, so this trade right here made so much sense to me. I just gotta keep it a buck. It made so much sense to me. This is SPX 500 right here, and it was dropping really good, and I'm like, okay, where could it pull back to? Because we're breaking structure now. With this setup right here, it wasn't even smart for me to take this sale because I'm selling low. We're not even really up high like that, and I'm gonna show you Thursday's SPX sale setup that make more sense than this setup. I don't even know why I even took this setup, but I took it, and this was over a $1,200 loss. I'll show my trade up on this on Instagram. So yeah, so it broke that low, came back into the zone, and I sold immediately as it started breaking this candle, and it immediately went against me. That's how I knew this trade was just bad. When the trade immediately go against you, that was the wrong direction, or the trade wasn't for you. So it immediately go against me, lost $1,200, and I was just like, whatever. Then I made it back trading NAS for a buy. But I took this sale also because we had liquidity down here that wasn't tapped into. So I'm like, okay, maybe they want to at least come down here to go back up. So I would have took like a 1-to-1. My TP was a little bit shorter. It was like, yeah, something like that. A little quick 1-to-1, and then I'll try to look for the buy, but they didn't even go down there. So that was tough. And yeah, but it did break structure. But when we want to take sales, we want to sell high. Like, they always preach about that: sell high, buy low. And I'm selling low. That's not even smart because the push was down here, and we have liquidity up here. We got areas to fill right there. That just wasn't smart. So that was my bad on this setups. And you gonna make mistakes. Like, I'm not the best trader in the world. I will not act like I'm perfect. Like, I'm gonna make mistakes, and this was just not smart. So I took this sell right here, and I lost, and that was it. Now when I mean about selling high, so I took this buy right here, this demand area buy, but you got to be prepared for areas that it can reverse from. And right here, this is a swing low. When it came back into that area, it threw a indecision candle, a doji, and then it rejected, and it was a sale. That's valid, rather than having a break and retest somewhere down, like, just hypothetically, just having a break and retest somewhere down here to sell. If you have a break and retest that low, the market got to be in a strong direction. You got to understand that market is healthy for the market to have pullbacks. That is healthy. But when you have something like something like this, it's dropping, Look at that, dropping, come back to it, and then keep dropping. Understand that this is either fundamentals or something is crazy going on, because that's not normal. Like when it's just dropping like that, something is big going on, and it's not the technicals, it's definitely the fundamentals. Yeah, so this is healthy right here. This is a regular break and retest right here. That's clean and healthy. You can't get more cleaner than that. That's something that is worth taking the chance to sell. Now, I don't preach selling indices, but I will scalp it. Like if I took this sale on Thursday, I'm scalping it. I'm not even about to leave a runner. Like I'm just not comfortable with sales. And I actually took a trade. What was that? I think it was Tuesday on NAS. I'm gonna show y'all that trade too. But yeah, I took this buy right here up into that area. Then I took profit. Yeah, but understanding like, okay, so if you look at this right here, let me circle it. They're building up. Okay, so they're building up orders right here. They're building up orders and they dropped it. But that's a market structure break. Just like remember when I used to trade fibs, we're waiting for a market structure break. You know what I'm saying? And then a pullback. So this is valid right here. That's valid for a sell. That's valid because we're breaking major structure lows, which is right here, and we're coming back to a key level right here. Come on now, that's a valid sell. I don't like selling, but like I said, I'll scalp that. But I already got the dub off of the buy, so just wanted to say that. But let's keep going. What's today? The 10th. I didn't trade SPX on Tuesday, and then Monday was ugly. So yeah, that was the only loss that I took on this week on SPX, which was Friday, which was today. And then let's go to NAS. So NAS, let's take this off. That looks super messy. So NAS, I literally got the best entry possible right at the bottom. Now, did I leave a runner? I didn't. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. And some of my students, y'all probably took most of this anyway, or at least got up to this next bank level for sure. Yeah, this is just a nice setup. And I don't really like trading Fridays, but this was beautiful, no cap. Because this week, like I said, this week been dropping a lot, so it gotta recover some way. So remember, when indices drop, it's going to recover. Do we know when it's gonna recover? Absolutely not. We don't know when it's going to recover. You gotta show up. I will not show up for a recovery on a Wednesday though. I know that. But let's go to yeah, that was a dub right there. This is Wednesday. I didn't take this, and some of y'all trade like strictly liquidity grabs. I don't trade like that. So some of y'all been asking me, okay, how do you make your entry with liquidity grab? I don't strictly just trade liquidity grab. I wait for a key level, okay? Key level, and if a liquidity grab happens on that level, on the level that I trade off of, then that's just a bonus. But if there is no liquidity grab on the level that I trade off of, then it's just no liquidity grab. It's just what it is. Okay. So right here. So what I also noticed, that's kind of a pattern with my pointless losses is I need to stop trading at 9:30 or 9:35 and just wait until 9:40 or maybe at least 9:37 or something like that. But them first 5 minutes, it's over with. It's over with. So some of y'all probably thought I got a dub on this trade right here. What was that? On Tuesday. This is on Tuesday. Remember when it did that fake out move and then it went down? I did not win on this trade. This was a break-even trade. I entered this trade earlier during what was that, like 9 o'clock? Yeah, so again, high risk trading before New York Stock Exchange open. So I'm like, okay, my stop loss is really tight because look at my entry candle. It's really, really small. So I was looking left. I'm like, okay, let me try to get up in here, something like that. And you can see I lost the previous day too, and I'm gonna talk about that too. But it's gonna be a pattern. Like, okay, you gotta be careful with the New York Stock Exchange open because it was some BS on this open too. So I was already in profit up in 9:25 and 9:30 open, and as soon as 9:30 open, it started pushing up. Like this is what the candle was doing. It was pushing up. So I'm like, okay. This is high risk. Let me move my stop loss to break even. So I instantly move my stop loss to break even. And I'm like, okay, anything else, a bonus. As soon as I move my stop loss to break even, it went against me, boom. I didn't make anything. I mean, if you count $50, that's something, then okay. But that's no. So, yeah, that was just a break even trade. and then I got canceled, and I left that level right there. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I see that it's starting to wick back into that level, and I'm like, okay, if it break, I'm taking that sell. And I took that sell, and that was I believe a 2300 win, because I got out somewhere down here trying to get this liquidity down here. I could have kept it to down here or right here, but I want to go for this swing low, so I got out somewhere right there. But yeah, you gotta be unbiased, okay? Even if it's uncomfortable selling, you gotta be unbiased. I know it's kind of hard because we so used to NAS going up, but we gotta be real with ourselves. When NAS 100 make an all-time high, the pullback is coming. It will not just keep going up. You know what I'm saying? It will not keep going up. So keep that in mind when y'all trade indices. When any index making an all-time high, understand that investors are selling. That's why it's always a pullback when you're making a higher high or you're breaking structure. It's always a pullback because people are getting scared and then they sell. And then when they see something is low, then they buy. It's just the same thing as crypto. Like when you're investing, okay, it's low, okay, let's buy. Okay, we don't want to buy up here because once it pull back, now we're down. So it's the same thing with indices too when they're making new all-time highs. Okay, so this is a break of structure. If you know what I'm saying, if you can't see it, line chart, boom, break of structure, pull back into that zone, drop. And that was just another textbook setup. And that was Tuesday. And you understand, I kind of saved myself. I moved my stop loss to break even. Some of y'all might have lost right here. So that's why I preach at 930, you got to be careful, or don't trade it at all. Wait until 940 or wait to 945, something like that. Okay, so now let's look at these two setups. They look similar. It was some BS right at the beginning. It's a crossover move every single time, and I'm done trading it. Like, I'm not even going to trade it at all anymore, because like I can save myself so much money if I can just be patient. You know what I'm saying? So let's break down this trade. So right here, this was mixed with a liquidity grab, and I was so confident with this trade. So it was this swing low right here. This green candle dipped under here, swooped everybody, and started pushing up. I got in for the buy right there. But one thing I hated about this setup is my stop loss is big. I hate that when it comes to indices. So I didn't want to put my stop loss down here because I'm like, damn, I'm risking almost 42 pips. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put my stop loss right here by the zone. If it comes back into that area, then this is just a plain loss. It shouldn't even be dipping down here. It should be pushing up. But again, when you trading around that time, this is what, 950. I mean, not 950, 935. Pushed up, gave me a little bit of profit, didn't give me enough time to move my stop loss to break even. That's why I learned my lesson on this setup right here. So this is Monday. Took a L. And then I'm like, okay, if it happened again, I'm gonna move my stop loss to break even, because I learned my lesson from Monday. I'm like, okay, I could avoid that loss if I move my stop loss to break even. So when you're back testing and you're trying to evaluate your trades, understand that you need to correct yourself the next setup. Like, be prepared. Write that down. Like, okay, if this happened again, I gotta be prepared, because we know how fast indices are moving. You gotta be quick on your toes. This is not Forex experience and give you time to think about the setup. No, you gotta be quick on your toes when scalping. Let me say that. Scalping, you gotta be quick on your toes. Quick decision making, critical thinking skills. Because if you're not moving on your toes, you will get destroyed. And y'all already know what indices can do to anybody, especially US 30. So yeah, so once I learned my lesson with Monday, not moving my stop loss to break even, I did that this time, and it saved me. Because, you know what I'm saying, this could have been crazy. And don't let me have a mental stop loss. That would have been like a 3K loss, and I would have been pissed. So yeah, these was my losses. I lost Monday on NAS 100. I broke even on Tuesday, and then I won on Tuesday. Wednesday I wasn't looking at no setups. Thursday won both on NAS 100 and SPX 500. And then Friday I lost on SPX, and then I won on NAS 100 on this buy today. So I just want to say, like, don't be afraid to take sales on indices. Don't be afraid. If it's a setup there and it's breaking structure, pulling back to a supply or pulling back to resistance, take it. You know what I'm saying? Just take it. Don't think about it, because if you're thinking too hard about a setup, you're probably not gonna execute as well. Because when you're not thinking and you take a trade just off of what you see, I promise you'll start going crazy, bro. Just stop thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you control your risk, but don't overthink it. If you see that it's at a level and it's rejecting it and it's breaking candles, get in. You know what I'm saying? Like, just get in, don't think about it, because you don't have time to be trying to see like, okay, is that valid? I mean, you that's why it comes with practice. Demo this stuff first, because when it's a real live market, you don't have time to be trying to figure out, okay, is this valid? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, this is game time. You cannot be trying to practice during game time. It's over with. So I hope I got some value out of this video. This is how I backtest. I always look at how can I do something better. Like, I'm always walking through how I think about the setup. It's not so much the setup, it's the thought process. Like, okay, if I would have did this, that could have avoided me taking the L, or I gotta be more quicker on my toes, or I gotta think a little bit more faster, or what did I do this morning? Like, was I stressed out? Was I thinking about yesterday's loss? Or, you know what I'm saying, like, was a cat up in here messing with me, or something like that. But you gotta understand that you gotta look at the little things. It's not just always the setup when it comes to back testing and trying to evaluate what was going on, because it can be your thoughts too. Like, that's why I push psychology so much, because it's a lot going on in decision making when it comes to indices and thinking quick on your toes. It's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be stressed out about something that have nothing to do with trading, and it's gonna cause you to make bad decisions. Okay, so that's all I got on this video, man. I'm gonna say it one more time. Don't be afraid to sell indices. If you see a setup, take it. That's why we wait for candles to break. We don't always just, you know what I'm saying, buy limits and sell limits. A lot of y'all don't like buy limits and sell limits. I personally don't like buy limits and sell limits. You can get a sniper entry, but you know what I'm saying, what if it just blasts right through your buy limit and then you're stopped out? Like, I don't really like that. I like extra confirmation. So that's all I got on this video. I feel like, do I got an announcement? I don't, not right now, I don't. But that's all I got. Peace and love.